Hello, everyone. And here we are. It's Sunday evening again here for us. So it's Sunday again. It's Ophelia Talks Crochet live chat. And I am here again. And you're all here again as well. And I thank you for that, for being here, for being such good subscribers. Thank you. For being part of the community and for, engaging with everything that we do. Lots of you are doing the Cal, and oh my goodness, I am so happy with all the Facebook posts. So in our group, lots of people are posting their squares and they're looking marvelous. They're looking fantastic. And I am so happy that you are doing it. So many people are making them, obviously, but also keeping up as well, which is great. Now, you might think 6 squares twice a week is maybe a lot or not a lot. I don't know. But yeah, so great to see that everybody is, taking part in the Cal, and that it's all happening. It's all happening. We waited so long to get started, and all of a sudden, there we are. We're already, 3 parts in. We're getting there. We are getting there. So yes, loving the squares. Thank you, Alana. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Yes, Becky. Happy birthday, Layla. Yeah, so today it's Layla's birthday, or I think, 28. I think it's 29th, so tomorrow, technically speaking. But anyway, has Madam shown her face? No. She has been around today. She's been a bit needy. But now she's decided to go to her, we have a little conservatory at the back, and she's got a little bed in there, so she's in there. Honestly, typical. Kelly, she is 16 years old. So that is, of course, why we want to celebrate it, because 16 is quite an advanced age. We hope that she will be with us for much, much longer. And she's really good. She's healthy. She jumps up and down. She had so much to say about look at this last Thursday, so 3 days ago. Oh my goodness, we had to empty everything from this room. It was quite the undertaking. Luckily, the back here, that just stayed on the wall, of course, because, but all that had to go. We removed the sofa, the cushions from the sofa. The sofa couldn't get outside, so that's had to stay. But all the cabinets, that I have, they all went, because, and all the yarn, Dirk had to pack all the yarn in the boxes, and everything was on my bed, because I hope I can show you. Look at this. Look, we have brand new carpet, and look at the color. I am loving the color. Look at that. Yes, so we had a very, very busy day. Dirk had to help do that, empty this, of course, because the cupboards, I couldn't carry them on my own. So I emptied lots. Dirk helped empty. We emptied the cabinets into the hallway, and then, of course, he had to go off and do his orders. But then I had to stay here and look after Leila. And oh my goodness, did she have a lot to say about the fact that there was nothing left in here? Because, of course, as you know, she has... Look over there. What's this? Oh, yeah, that's my microphone. Oh, my goodness. She has a little bed there, right, on that cabinet in the bay window. And, of course, that was gone. It wasn't there anymore. And she was like, what's happening? What's happening? But, yeah, so I had to thank you for the about the carpet. Yes. So normally I sit here, and she sits on my lap. So I installed myself with the with the infamous Layla blanket at our kitchen table with the computer, with my crochet, and I put 2 kitchen chairs next to each other so I could put my legs out, and yeah, she was on there. I mean, that was the only way she was. And then when the carpet men were here, uh, she was asleep in her sort of, second home, I call it, in a holiday home. But yeah, no, she came and inspected, and that was not a good thing. So Didic picked her up and brought her into the kitchen. And then we don't have a door to our kitchen, so he then put one of the sofa cushions into the door so she couldn't escape. But yeah, so that was an adventure. But yeah, it's great that she, it didn't phase her too much, sort of, once, well, I mean, to be honest, knowing that I'm there and it's still the same, that helps. And then, yeah, I mean, yes, this is a fun fact. The underlay, so they put something under the carpet to make it a little bit springy, is made from recycled Nike shoes. Apparently. or soles. Soles. Yes, Tracy, she doesn't like the lives. I think I speak a little bit louder than normal, to get it to the microphone and to make sure that you can hear me properly. And she doesn't like that. And also, generally, when I am crocheting and she is sitting on my lap, I'm not talking at all. So, that's sort of a big difference for her. Yeah, she's a ragdoll. She was born 2009, so she's now 16 years old. She was born in Belgium. We brought her along. She's got a passport and everything. And yeah, she's been living here with us. And of course, in the beginning with Ray. But yes, so she's now the queen of the household, of course. She's the logo of the channel. I mean, if only she knew. If only she knew, right? I'm sure she'd be asking me for a percentage of whatever. Oh. Yes, she has a passport. Yeah. Because 16, Tracy, 16. She's 16. She has a passport because, of course, she had to come over from Belgium to the UK. She's chipped because of that. Because before we lived in Belgium, we had both the cats. I didn't have them chipped or anything. But then because of the move, of course, we had to have them chipped. We had to have them, passport, inject, sort of, what is it called? They have to have certain injections and stuff like that. So I had to do all that to be able to bring them over. Ray was our British Shorthair ginger cat that we had first. And because he was on his own, he was such a character though. Because he was on his own, we then, we weren't thinking of having a second cat. But we had our neighbors in Belgium noticed, of course, that we had a cat. And one day she knocked on the door and she said, look, my daughter has a cat and she thinks she's not happy where she is. Would you be interested in taking her, buying her, because we had to pay for her? And I said, well, okay, we'll come and have a look at the cat and see what she's like, see what kind she is and what she's like. So Dirk and I went there. I already I had in the car, the cat bench to take her in, because I thought if I see her, I'm going to want her. So in the car. And then we arrived at this family. Now, everybody leads their lives, the way they want, obviously. But if you see that, and I think that they must have noticed, of course, that this household, the way they were living their lives, they had 2 children, I think 3 or 4 dogs, 4 or 5 rabbits, more cats, 2 Sphinx cats, So there was a lot going on. There was a lot of pets, and the children were quite loud. And I think Layla was just not happy. Layla was just not happy there. She's a cat for a quiet household. And I have to admit, even with Ray, just sharing with the one cat, she wasn't the same as what she is now. So she's really come out of her shell. She's developed her own personality now after he passed away. But we gave her such a much better, quieter life. So we were there in that family. They said, yeah, there she is. And they had no love towards her. You could feel that, there she is on the side there. She hardly eats. She hardly, engages with us. And, I looked around. Well, I didn't look around, but you can see things, right? There was one bowl of food, one bowl. Layla is not the kind of cat who will go up and say, "Oi, I want feeding." She's the one who will just wait back and eat what's left. So, of course, there was hardly any food for her. When they handed her to me, she was as light as a feather. I could feel her ribs. Oh my goodness, she was so thin. And I was holding her. And yeah, by this time, Dirk was holding the Sphinx cats because he was interested in them, By this time, I was like, I'm not letting go. I am taking this cat with me. Even if I didn't bring the bench, I would have carried her in my arms home, or in the car and then home, because I would not have given her back. She was so light, so you could see she wasn't happy. And so I went to Dirk. I'm taking her, and then we sort of, they gave me her passport because she already had one. They get one when they go to the vet the first time, and things like that. So, it was the booklet, the vet booklet that they gave me. And we paid and we left. And when I got in the car, I was like, did you see the zoo that she was in? Somebody said zoo. It was a zoo. It was a proper zoo. I mean, she was so quiet and so, so we got home. And I remember that, of course, you have to let her out of the cage, of the bench. So you open up, and she came out, scuttled under the sofa, this same sofa, actually. And she stayed there for the first 24 hours. And I let her. There was food there. There was water. I made sure that she saw where that was. She knew because that's where I sort of unloaded her into the litter tray, so she knew where that was. And Ray kept guard watching her in front of the sofa for the 24 hours. Oh my goodness. So I just left her alone. I left them to it, left him to it. But after that, after those 24 hours, she started eating. She started using the litter tray. It was within a month, she filled out. She became her, because there was food for her, there was drink for her, and I left her alone. I didn't sort of, give her attention all the time. I left her alone for her to just calmly get used to us, get used to the house and things like that. So yes, I mean, I think Leila and I have found out that ragdolls are not cats that do well with other cats. They like being on their own. They like just, in a quiet household, not too much noise, not too much things going on. And for me, working from home and doing what we do here, it's perfect for her. And we're quiet. And when I say I don't give her much attention, I I do give her attention, but I leave her alone. It's difficult to explain, for example. Like if she's asleep, I will not wake her up. And you guys know that because some people have asked, where's Layla? Where's Layla? Can we see her? And then I say, yeah, but she's asleep. I don't go over and wake her up. I will not now go and find her because it's her birthday and it's her party, right? So she gets to do whatever she wants to do. And she's looked after. She knows she's got 2 places with food. She's got 3 places with water. She's got her litter tray. She knows where everything is. Yes, it was upheaval on Thursday, but we did take all that food that's there under the desk. Yeah, good place, eh? It was where, we showed her where it was. We put it in the kitchen. She had everything that she needed. So, but we don't ask for attention. We give it, but we only give it when she's ready for it, basically. No, she was not. Yes, Witchy Wendy, that's exactly. She needed to be Queen Layla, worshipped and adored. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Um, she. We've always said we feel like we've rescued her because the household that she's in. Yes, it might have been great for those dogs. It might have been great for the other animals there. It was not great for Layla. And I have to say, she initiated the attention. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, you leave them alone and they come to you on their terms. Yeah, exactly, Amanda. Yeah. So because their grandma lived next door to us in where we lived, because it was her daughter's cat that we bought from her, these children would walk past our windows and see her sitting in the window sometimes. And oh my goodness, they were then knocking the window and shouting her old name because I changed her name. And I was like, please don't do that. You're frightening her. So whenever I could hear that, because I could hear them coming, from where they parked, I could hear them walking. That's the kind of, sound they brought with them. And I always made sure, I always went and looked to make sure that Layla was not sitting on the windowsill anywhere, so they could, because they would knock and they would, and the grandma once came round and said, how is she doing? Is she doing all right? I said, yeah, she's fine. She's perfect. She's loving it. It's quiet here. She's loving life, basically. She's really, and yes, we realized she had to afterwards we realized she did have to put up with Ray those first few years. But again, they weren't the cats that were like, sleeping together and doing things. Some cats do that, don't they? They sort of spoon with each other and sleep in one bed. That never happened. But they just left each other alone as well, as much as possible. So there we go. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. No, Dirk. She started being vocal after Ray passed away. That about 3 weeks after he'd gone, she realized that he wasn't coming back. And she realized that now she's on her own. And now she's going to put her rules. We will obey her. And yeah, so very, very slowly after Ray passed away, she became so vocal, so, here I am, this is me now, you're going to do this for me, meow. Every morning, so yeah, I mean, she's, yeah. Yes, yeah. Yeah, we always said that we rescued her, and in a way we did. We did. So I am really happy that we've got her. But yes, after Ray passed away, we didn't sort of want to you know, get another cat because we realized that Layla is much better on her own. And she entertains us. She does. She keeps us busy. She's great. She's wonderful. So yes, I do. I I do want to talk about her on the channel. She is the logo. She's here. She's always. Have you seen her in some of the videos recently? Whenever I have my crochet out and I'm filming, she will realize that I'm doing something at that desk and she just wants to be there. She just wants to be there. Angel, yes. Who rescued who? Exactly, exactly. Dankjewel Ingrid. Ja, inderdaad. Daar hebben wij nog vaak aan gedacht. It's really good that we got her from that family, away from there. Because, yeah, we realized that that was not the kind of situation that she liked to be in. Yeah, 3 ragdolls. Wow, Ingrid. And do they get along? Because the 3 of them, I think probably the 3 ragdolls together might work as well, but well, actually, how long ago was that? She was, let's say that she was a year and then a month or something like that. I think we got her October, November time of 2010. So she was just over a year old. Yeah. And it turned out that actually Ray was born the 6th of September, and she was born the 29th of September of the same year, 2009. So they were the same age, of the same age, but yeah, we got her a year and a half later. A year and 2 months. A year and 2 months later. Oh yeah, she was still very, very young. Yes, yeah. Yeah, she would not now remember. I hope she would not now remember, or even, soon after, she wouldn't remember that family anymore. So yeah. Yes, she does help in my tutorials, doesn't she, Susan? With her tail swishing about. Oh my goodness. Oh, Hella, I'm sure that you can come up with some sort of an excuse to post in the Facebook group saying, would Layla like these cats to become a part of our family or something like that? And then you're linking it to I want to see those pictures. I want to see those kittens that you might be getting. Okay, so just say, Anya said it's fine. Okay. Right, everyone. So let's have a little chat. Yes, Angel says you cannot have a passion for yarn and not have at least one kitty. Exactly. I mean, dogs are nice as well, but cats, they're a little bit calmer, you see, and that's what I like. That's what I like. Yes, we all want to see the kitties, Hella. Come on, come up with an excuse to post. Right, so let's have a little chat about yarn now, because obviously this is why we're here. Okay, enough chat about the cat. If she arrives, I might have to sing, but she's not here. She's not here. So this is the last live for quite a few weeks. Well, the first one that's going to be happening now is on the 19th of October. Because we are away from Tuesday until the 12th, which is a Sunday. And I'm thinking we might be back really late because we have a whole itinerary. Now, we're going back to talking about the cat because while we're away, we have a lady who comes over and stays in our house. I have a lot of cleaning to do still, to look after Layla. And isn't that amazing? And actually, we got to know her via the channel. She's one of our subscribers. She's a crocheter. She loves crocheting. So She is coming over. This will be the third time that she's done this. And she came to visit us a couple of years ago. We had a lovely week. She stayed in an Airbnb here. And we had a lovely time together. We just clicked. And then about a year later, she was talking about coming back because she'd had a lovely time. And I said, would you actually mind if we just had one day to spend together and then you stay the rest of the time in our house for your holiday? And oh, there she is, Mandy. No, Mandy. There's some cleaning has to be done. And she did. She said, yeah, that's fine. So we had an afternoon together. I showed her all about Layla, what to do and stuff like that. And she stayed here. And do you know what? That feeling of knowing that she's looked after in such a lovely way with someone here. What is also important is that, yes, Leila can spend the day on her own. Sometimes Dirk and I go out for the day because we have to, and she's fine. But it's the nights mainly that she sleeps on my side of the bed. She sleeps on top of me. So Mandy, be prepared. She's on top of me for sleeping sometimes. She's not under the duvet. No, nothing like that. But she's just, near me at night, and knowing that Mandy will be in bed there and that Layla will be thinking it's me. Yeah, that gives me a lot of peace of mind, and knowing that she's looked after really well. Yes, Dilek just said, there's new carpet in the living room, so it's very nice in here now. But yes, it's really nice that Mandy does this. We've had this arrangement for a few years now, and it's just wonderful. It's just really lovely that this can happen, and that Mandy is prepared to do this, and that it's lovely. And I think actually because Mandy does. She sleeps near your feet. Yeah, she does that to me as well. Yeah. Mandy just sent some pictures as well. And it's really weird to see Mandy sitting in my little spot there doing her crocheting. And there's Layla on her lap, just like with me. So yeah, it's really nice to have that. And, when you're away and a cat sitter comes in the morning and then nothing throughout the day, and then they come in the evening and then nothing throughout the night, you do think about your cat. You do think while you're away, is she okay, or is she lonely? Oh, it's quite a few days, because of course for us, going to Belgium to see our parents, we don't want to do that sort of in like a week. We've got 10 days now, and that's a little bit longer. And you just think, oh, you do think about it. But if you know that there's somebody there, you think about them, but you don't need to, because they're being looked after. And that's the difference. That's a big, big difference. Of course, I could ask Mandy to do the live on Sunday. Now I'm going to get a reaction here. Mandy, you could do the live. Why not? Amanda, the striped blanket on my sofa is a very special blanket. I need to, no chance, she says, no chance. I need to do a tutorial for that. But this blanket is a blanket that my grandma made me. And she made this lots and lots of years ago, of course, before she passed away. And I sit on that every single day. That's my blanket. That's Muka. That's Muka's blanket. I have a blanket like that on my bed. I have a blanket like that on my chair in the bedroom. I have several blankets like that stored away in my storage, and those are all blankets that my grandma made for me. So yeah, very special blankets. So it's not on the channel. I will I've been thinking about doing a tutorial for it, so it will happen at one point, but do you know what? It's got to be the right time. Okay. Somebody said in Dutch, wasn't it? Yeah, that they do. Ja, ze wassen en praten wel tegen elkaar. Er zijn 11 en ja. Amai, 11, 5 en 1 jaar. Ja. Yes, it's very comforting to know, Regina, that she's going to be looked after, and looked after well as well. So anyway, right. So that's happening, and so we're going to Belgium. Then we're coming back via the craft show. No, is it craft show? Is it Stitches show? Craft show in Alexandra Palace. And I'm going to be on the catwalk with the green wood cardigan. So I'm going to be showing off the green wood cardigan at 12 o'clock at the fashion show at Starcraft. I think it is at the Starcraft stand. And yeah, so I'll be after the show, I'll be around there. If any of you are there, if you're local, if you're planning on going to the craft fair in the fashion show in Alexandra Palace. Yes, Tracy, Didic will be filming, hopefully, when I go up and down the catwalk. He will be filming, and it will be probably a short, one of those vertical ones. So yes, we're getting 2 tickets for that, so he's got to come with me to do the filming. So that'll be nice. Then we will, on Sunday, we would, and this is important for Mandy as well, I was going to tell her, but now she'll know. On Sunday, this is why we're going to be back late, because my daughter moved house. So she's moved, and of course I've got to go and see it. We're hoping she'll make us lunch, So on the Sunday, we'll drive to hers, have a little bit of a chat, and of course some food, and have a tour of her new apartment. I think yes, it's a flat, and then we'll drive home after that. But of course, this is near London still, so it's going to be quite a long drive afterwards. So hopefully, we'll be back in the late afternoon. But of course, yeah, Layla can be on her own for a little while. If Mandy needs to leave, that's fine. Of course, we will catch up, with each other later on. But yes, I've got to go and see my daughter's new house, so it's important to do that as well. And as we are in London, we might as well do that. So again, that's why I might not be back in time for a live. Yes, so we have, yes, the Greenwood cardigan is the one that I'm going to be showing off. Yeah, because I had to let them know in advance what I was going to show. So that was the choice. Yes. I don't know who it would be, the other crochet teacher on YouTube, which will be at Ali Pali, but it's, yeah, so the Starcraft influencer, because I'm a Starcraft, what am I? A Starcraft influencer. So they've all been invited to show a make, and of course I've got the YouTube channel, so I'll be showing that off, and of course putting it on a short or YouTube or whatever, and yeah, I'll be telling them about the fact that you can make this cardigan as well. So there we go. So also what has happened, we're a member of the UK Hand Knitting Association, I think it is called, and they're doing Yarn Stravaganza this week. So it's a special week where they give members some perks, and we've decided that we are going to give you 10% off. So we just posted this in the Facebook group saying, if you buy something from, I think it was Thursday until midnight tonight, she's here, then you'll get 10% off. So if you do that still now, before or just after the live, you will still get your 10%. And that's because it's yarn extravaganza, because of the, oh yeah, here we are. Right, Leila, back here. Come scratch it. Yeah, Ale, come. Come on. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, come on. Yay, here we are. Here is the birthday girl. Let me show her. There we go. Look at that. Look at this. Leila. Leila. She's not looking down, is she? Come on, look up, look up. Oh. Leila. Patatje. Oh, mijn schatje. Oh. No, she doesn't want to be held. This is not what I want to do, Mama. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's all you can see, and her tail. Are we sitting down? Leila. So yes, so do go and have a look and see if if you want to get something, do it now, because you'll get 10% off. In a moment, I'm also going to, maybe you've seen some of the packages through there. I'm also going to announce the winners of the competition that we held about your pack arriving and you posting, sort of, oh, thank you, Martha. Thank you. Leila, come on, let's thank Martha. Come on. Oh, what's happening there? Are you hooking into the car? Oh, honestly, come on. Come on, we've got to do the fireworks. Good girl. She's hooked into the car. Oh, there we go. Look, how do we do the fireworks? Like this. Do you want to do the second one? Ta-da! Yay! Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Love to Craft. Yeah, she still looks nice. She's kept her slim figure and her young demeanor. Right, like this, Leila. So, okay. Let's see what she's, licking my arm now. Yes, I did have a shower, thank you, Leila, but I can use another one. So until just after the live, Jan, I think it'll expire at 12 o'clock tonight. Well, to UK time. What's happening? Why are you licking my... Look. Thank you, Martha. Yes, we will get her some treats. Actually, she's not one to go for treats. She doesn't like toys. She's like, she's got toys, but they're like untouched. She does have her sort of a big thing to sort of do her nails and go inside and climb up and then lie on top. Not very often. She's got her little sleeping places. She goes where we go on the sofa and things like that. And yeah, she's quite happy to, But yeah, I had to get extra food because Dirk was like, "Do we have enough food for when Mandy's here looking after Layla?" I was like, "Oh, we have it on automatic repeat." But yeah, sometimes when you need it sort of like a little bit more in advance, yeah, I had to quickly order some. Right, okay, Leila. So what are we doing this week? Because lots of you have done already so well in the Cal. We have got parts from the Autumn Walk and Lizzie. So that was the videos this week where we looked back at the first blanket that we did, the autumn walk. And then, of course, well, that was the first blanket that we sold the cowl packs for. And then, of course, we had Lizzie. Now, Lizzie had to have Lizzie. Had to have Lizzie because, yeah, it's such an iconic, not only the film, the book, and, you know, the whole thing about it. But, of course, I then translated it into a blanket, and I just, yeah, I love it. I love it. So there we go. No, Sandy, she doesn't go outside. No. No, she doesn't. She stays indoors all the time. No, she won't cooperate. She does what she wants to do. Yeah. Yes, Tracy. I mean, the thing is, sorry. Once, yeah, when you join the channel, you sort of have maybe a certain project that you join with, right? So you might just ended up with, you know, a particular blanket that you noticed. But then, of course, we've got blankets before that, and that's why it's good that we're doing this, because we've got 10 years of stitches, basically. So yes, going back, looking back at some of those is just, I love it. I've loved the journey that I went on when I was trying to find the patterns that I was going to reprise, because of course there's so many to choose from, and certain ones just had to make the cut, like the Lizzie, like the autumn walk, like the Ode to Anna, because the Ode to Anna was the first blanket, the first cal that we did, you know, all about my grandma. Then the autumn walk was all about my grandpa. And then, of course, we did the Lizzie, and the Lizzie is so iconic. The Lizzie blanket is up there. Look, that's the one. This is the Lizzie blanket, and the colors and, you know, the stitches that I came up with then. This is where we did, and I am calling it the Lizzie system. So, you know, when we do this type of cal, we do rows. We do 5 rows. We repeat those. Sorry, there's a cat hair. We repeat those. We repeat those 6 times in the week, and then the next week we do 5 new rows, you know, and so on. So that system of using 5 different rows every week makes that you don't get bored. You do not get bored. Who was Lizzie? A Journey of 10 Years. Lizzie is Elizabeth Bennet. It's based on the book and the film Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. And I watched, that's one of my favorite films. Is it the 2005 adaptation with Matthew McFadden and Keira Knightley? And the colors in that film, amazing. I put on that film just as background sometimes. I watched it, of course, several times when it came out. I went to the cinema twice, I think, when it came out. Then I bought the film on DVD. I had 2 DVDs even, and now I've got it on Apple TV. I watch it on Netflix every time it's on. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. And I used to this was my feel-good film. This was the film when you know, on a dreary day, you're not feeling all yourself. You're a bit. This is the film I put on. This is the film I put on when I had to do things that I didn't want to do. When I had to clean. When I had to, you know. And that I know the film by heart. I know what they're going to say. I know what they're going to do. But when I was crocheting at one point, I just put the film on because I had one of those days, and I wasn't watching it. It was just there in the background, and all I noticed was the colors. And that's how the blanket came to life, because every time the color palette changed in the film, I changed the color in the blanket. So I sat through the film writing down the colors, and that's what we got. So that's the Lizzie blanket. So yes, so that was this week. Next week we are having, and let me just see what order it is in because I forgot. We are having, yes, first of all, we have Jam Jar there. This is the Jam Jar of Happiness blanket, and this is based on a necklace that I had, and the colors of the necklace, and then the flowers, and I just loved that necklace. And yes, we based it on the colors, and again we did the Lizzie system, so we had the 5 rows and we repeated that, and that's what I've done for the square. So I've chosen 1 week, and of course you get those 5 rows and we repeat them 3 times or something like that to make up our 17 rows that we need for our square. So yes, so there we go. So that's for the Jam Jar. So that's on Wednesday. We will have a particular week from the Jam Jar that I've chosen to do for the square. So yes, I have reprised the stitch combination from a particular week from the Jam Jar, but of course I had to change it slightly to fit into our Anna square. And I got quite good at that. Because it's 31 stitches, or actually it's not, but the middle part, so not the boxes but the middle part, is 31 stitches. And I made, I was so good, and in the end, like, that means and off it went. So that was really good as well. So yes, Pride and Prejudice. Oh, it's on Prime, Tracy. Yeah, with Keira Knightley. That's the one. That is the one. And the colors, and that's why the colors are so irregular in this blanket as well, because of the film. No. There's there is no change. There's no difference in the size of the squares. They're all the same size. So we've got the Jam Jar coming on Wednesday, and then on Friday, we have one of my first wearables that I made, the Pirate Cove poncho. And so, yeah, there we go. So this is the stitch that we will be using on Friday in the Anna square. And yeah, this one was like the first kind of wearable that I made, that I did some filming for, that I did, lookbook filming, and I also, simple, but I really loved the way it drapes and everything. So the original one, this one here, is made in Aran Starcraft. So you could, if you wanted to, have a look at the video, of course, and you can make this again, but consider different yarns. So yes, of course, we have Aran, we have the Starcraft Aran, but consider these options. So Impressions is also Aran. That would be lovely. The soft pastels, the one I made the Greenwood cardigan in, is also Aran. So that would be a lovely option for this one as well. And guess what? This one, the Aztec with the alpaca, is also Aran. So these would all make nice alternatives. The finesse page is thinner. Is that Aran? I don't think finesse is Aaron. I think it is DK, isn't it? Yeah, Tracy. No, it should be the same size. They should all be the same size. I mean, there might be slight deviations, but it shouldn't be too big a size. Yes, so finesse is DK. Now, of course, you can make this in DK, but you'll have to do even longer rows and even more rows. Okay. The Aztec is Aaron, Martha. So this one is a little bit thicker than DK, ideal for this kind of wearable. And I used Aaron for this because it advances quickly, it grows quickly, and it's you can make this quite quickly. Yes, Aztec is lovely. And Bridget, do you remember we met each other with this? Oh, I think I'm wearing it back to front or something like that, because normally, or you could wear it like this as well. Look. Oh, what am I doing? There. So it could be like this. So you've got it behind you like that. Or you could wear it on this side and have the buttons showing on this side. Voila. There we go. Right. Highland Heather would be nice as well. Yes. Is that Aaron? No. We have it in DK, I think. Yeah, but for spring, yes. I mean, obviously, if you change the thickness of the yarn that you use, you need to make adjustments to the pattern. Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Oh, yes, Rebecca, the IKEA blanket. Another iconic moment in the 10 years. So many stories we could tell, right? Right. The Pirate Cove poncho. And Pirate Cove is a beach here in Exmouth where the pirates used to hide their contraband. But yeah, this is where, sort of I wanted to start using names from interesting names. So you've got a story to tell about the item that you are making. So there we go. Yes, the castle shell poncho is there as well. Yeah. Right. Okay. So the horizon is chunky. Okay. You can, of course, use that for this, but you'll be doing less stitches. So make sure when you watch the tutorial, make sure that you realize how long in dimension the actual piece of fabric is that you're making. And then you can chain it to that with the horizon, but also keeping in mind the multiple. And I can't remember what the multiple is. I think it must have been 3. So make sure that you have, the correct multiple and the length that you need. So make sure, yeah. So look, it sort of goes all the way around me. It starts there and then it goes all the way around and then it ends there as well. Okay, so you've got to make sure you do your own measurements if you're going to change the yarn. But yeah, the horizon is a possibility and it would make a lovely gradient as well. And the way you use it is you go from inside to outside and then outside to inside. So you have the gradient continuing and increasing and decreasing kind of thing, So that's what's coming on Wednesday and Friday. And then, of course, I'm going to be away for the next few weeks. And we're going to have some interesting reprises. And the week after, I'm going to have a new square come out. So I've designed this one here, this one there. That's a new square I have designed with a new count for filet crochet, which also appeared in the Anna blanket, the Ode to Anna, but not in these amounts. So this is a new amounts. Aurora, is that an Aran? No, I think the Aurora we have is DK. Yeah. And then we also have Greenway. So we have this one as well that we're going to take some lines from. Yeah, and I mean, it's really nice to go back and look at these projects, and then you see them used in our anniversary blanket. So please do go and have a look at the original videos, at the original projects, if you are interested, of course, and seeing how I used them originally, in the first place. And I hope that you found it interesting because, I hope that, you sort of, to be honest, you don't get bored because, yes, it is the same stitch. But again, we've done so many stitches since then. So I can't remember what I did. So yes, so the next live is on the 19th of October. Okay, 19th of October. Then, yes, we have here the winners. So we asked you to post a picture of yourself, of your pack when it arrived, or not of yourself, of your pack, but if yourself was in it, it would have been nice. Or even in an interesting way to post the arrival of your pack of the Cal. So we have now got 3 people who have been chosen, and they win a bag like that. Not the crochet buddy, just the bag. Okay. And thank you, Eileen. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. It would look stunning in impressions, yes. Jan, I did tell you. What do you mean decide on what stitches to use? I just try and come up with an interesting combination in the first place. And then, of course, for these here, there was a bit of, sort of, I made a list and I took some out and I added some in, and yeah, all that. As one does. And then pros and cons. Of course, it had to be the beans for the Lizzie, right? I can't remember which one I chose for the... Each time, this is weird, or maybe it's normal. I'm thinking it's normal. But each time I design a blanket like that and I do the Lizzie system, I'm going to explain to you more about the Lizzie system, but that's what I'm calling it. There's always 1 week that I absolutely love doing. And there's always 1 week, I'm going to tell you, that I absolutely loathe doing. And I've designed it myself, right? Sometimes there's this 1 week and you cannot get through it. I've designed the stitches myself. I've put them together myself. I thought this is a nice combination. I thought this looks nice. This is a lovely combination. This is nice to do. And then when I come to do it, I just hate it. Isn't that strange? Yes, always like that, Kelly. I'm always Mrs. Tease. But there we go. How I got onto that, I don't know, but yeah, we'll get there. Right, so the winners are, we've got Jade Davis. Are you here? So if you hear your name, we might have your address, but do let us know as well that you know that it's coming, so we know that that you're expecting something. So there's Jade Davis. Congratulations. There's Catherine Jones. Are you here? Because generally you are here. Did I see your name already? So Catherine Jones, congratulations. And there's Susan Fisher. Susan, I think I've seen your name already. Susan, well, you have won. Congratulations. Yes, Susan, welcome. Welcome. Congratulations. You have won one of our bags and it will be going towards you very, very soon. So congratulations to all the winners. And yeah, I mean, you know what we're like. We give away at regular intervals. I have to say, with emptying the living room, I did find a few more things. So soon, when we are back, we will have another go. We will give away a few more things. Okay. So that was Jade Davis, Catherine Jones, and Susan Fisher, and they all win a Ophelia Talks Crochet bag, and it will be sent out to you probably tomorrow or at the latest Tuesday, because that's the last day that Derek will be going to the post. So make sure that if you are ordering anything, do it sooner rather than later, not only for the 10% off, but also we do have someone look after the web shop. Okay, so give him something to do, maybe. So tomorrow is another big training day, but he says, oh dear. What's wrong? What's going on? Oh no, Catherine. Well, I hope this has cheered you up. I do hope this has cheered you up, because you will now be expecting a parcel in the post and you've got something to look forward to. And I'm sure that it will cheer you up when it arrives. Well done, Stacey. Well done. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Right, so what else did I have to say? I am loving all the progress pictures. Now, I won't be able to do the Sunday live for the next 2 weeks. So I will be able, yes, I will be able to go into the Facebook group and see your progress pictures. So please, keep them coming. Keep up with the videos as well as you can and show me your progress. I would love to see all your squares that you're making, so I know that it's all happening, and that way you can keep me up to date, because I need to see where you're at. Thank you, Benedict. Thank you. I will tell my mum you said hello, Jan. I will. Tracy, yes. If you are making the pack in the cotton, we would love, of course, not only if you're making it in the cotton, but this is a new cotton that we want to bring into our shop. So please let us know how you're finding working with it, because we could possibly have big plans with this cotton. There'll be a lot to talk about with this cotton very soon. So we are hoping that you're liking it. We're hoping that you're going to have some positive feedback, because I am liking it very much. Yes. So, right, everyone. Okay, Mandy, I will see you on Tuesday. We're so excited about that. Everybody else, you will see me on the 19th of October. It'll be, in a way, it'll be lovely for me to have a few Sundays off, but also I will be looking forward to being here again with you on the 19th of October. So I hope you're going to have a lovely time making the cal squares. I hope I will keep you busy while I am away, because I'm not going to be doing nothing. I will be doing some filming for the channel, because, and this is a big tease now, big tease coming up, you do realize I haven't told you anything about the cal wearable, right? Because it is all in the works. It's being made, it's being filmed, the plans are being made. Yes, it's going to be very, very exciting. So yes, when I come back on the 19th of October, I will have so much more information about the wearable, what we're going to be making, and all the story behind that. So it's really worth keeping your eye open for that. So thank you everyone for being here. I will see you in a few weeks, and I hope you all have lovely weeks crocheting the anniversary cal. Bye everyone. Bye. I have said everything, haven't I? Because Dira gave me a list. I think I have said everything. Panic is setting in. I think we're fine. Okay. Bye everyone. Bye.